She's going to make the first strike. What the?
So, I seen how much y'all like the Five Nights at Freddy's VHS tapes, or
Thank you.
I think it's called. I think they're like technically analog horror. And so we're back with some more. I just have to get this out of the way. I thank y'all so much for the support on the last one. Y'all absolutely blew, like, just absolutely knocked it out the park, bro. 3K views and my highest viewed video so far was the pool rooms. If you remember that.
Oh my goodness, this beats hard.
But I just had to say thank y'all.
This Minecraft
Thank y'all
judge.
so much. We amassed a good 32 subscribers on that one video alone, which I'm pretty happy to see. But as I'm talking about, we're on a new analog horror series, and this is called Jurassic Park found footage analog horror. I really want to see how this turns out. I'm actually excited to watch it. Let's get into it. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's lock in. Following footage was captured on Iceland, September 1991, for training purposes only. I'm a trainer. I know you can do it. I'll put a engine training division behavior observation. We all have to do something.
Oh. Robert Muldoon, Game Warden, Isla Nublar. Feeding procedure for Velociraptor Anteropis. The date is September 1st, 91. I'm standing here at the raptor enclosure prior to the evening feeding cycle. I will now document the feeding process, which I think is not as efficient as I would like. There are still many things that need smoothing out, but I want to keep it professional and objective in this log. Here, at the entry gates, we have a staggered system whereby doors can only be opened once further doors have been locked, similar to the double doors of a walk-through aviary in any zoo, where visitors close one door before opening the other to prevent birds from escaping. The birds in here, however, won't just escape, they'll gut you to death. But like I said, the system needs refining. As it stands currently, only selected carnivore handlers and myself are permitted to feed the raptors. Let me show you how that's done. The authorized handler will use his swipe card to enter the buffer enclosure with a live animal, usually a cow. We've tried feeding the raptors beef, lamb, chicken, pig, you name it, but they won't touch the stuff. They need living prey because they want to hunt. They want to coordinate and take down a live animal. So we've resorted to bringing in a cow or a goat once every 3 days or so. The handler will lead the cow into this...
Once every 3 days? Sucker, this is a velociraptor. Don't he need to be eating like once every 6 hours at least? Or am I tweaking?
Enclosure. This buffer enclosure is double fenced with a steel barricade internally and then a 10,000 volt electric fence externally, mounted on concrete slabs which extend 10 feet underground to prevent the raptors digging.
Yo, he got a lot down, James Brown.
The enclosure, as you can see, is fortified on both sides and from above to prevent the raptors leaping, because they're astonishing jumpers, easily clearing 10 feet plus.
Just like me, for real.
Now this is the actual feeding enclosure, and again the handler uses his swipe card at the scanner to open the gates like so. This pen opens up to the Velociraptor exhibit that visitors will see on the tour once the park is up and running. Okay. So that means where I am standing now is the rear of the raptor exhibit. Okay. Out of sight from the Explorer Tour track. Okay. I personally don't think any child visiting this park should see a 6-foot reptile eviscerating a poor cow and that's why we feed them away from public eyes.
Boy, I thought, boy. I don't
Once the
know.
cow is brought into this
I
pen,
know you be seeing
the handlers
Jurassic,
exit,
boy.
locking this gate, and then proceed out the buffer enclosure. It is only once both gates have been closed and the handler is safely behind 2 locked gates that the raptors are permitted to enter this enclosure and feed. This fence, as well as the electric fence
oh,
beyond,
nice.
slide open, and the raptors enter where I am currently standing.
Once I hear that.
For obvious reasons, I will not open this gate. But that is essentially the gist of how we currently feed the raptors here, while the construction of the raptor pen a little further away reaches completion, and we transport the pack there.
I don't know if y'all remember.
Now, if we look
OG,
out into the
no,
raptor
but
enclosure, there are 5
when
female
I
animals in
used to
here.
play Jurassic
We
World
bred 8
Evolution.
originally, and then 2 more were cloned on Sauna, but 1 did not survive transport to the park, leaving 1 big one to join the pack in here. When
we all
she
want
came
big
in,
ones.
she took over the pride, killing half the original brood.
my.
Just 4 days ago, the big one killed a smaller raptor.
Oh, she said
So
she,
I'm
she
always
dominant.
watching her.
She dominant. You need to
I
get her a
don't
big
believe we'll
dog.
spot any of them right
Yeah,
now,
get her
and
a
that's
big
probably
raptor.
because they are nocturnal animals, as are a lot of predators today. I've had many discussions with John about feed
Why are
timing
you
and
getting so
whatnot,
close?
and possibly switching to nocturnal feeding, as daytime may cause stress and agitated behaviors.
That was. I know you hear that, bro.
The last thing we want is an agitated velociraptor, believe me. And on that note, that completes this log of the feeding procedures. What the? Is that another? Shit.
What are you about to do?
So as I documented earlier this afternoon, another raptor was killed. She was removed from the enclosure.
Can we go back?
Shit.
Bro, he is not worried about that, but that, bro, he's not worried about that. Shoot. Dang, just gonna have to go clone another one.
So as I documented earlier this
Now, that's the
afternoon,
definition
another
of a
raptor was
nerd.
killed. She was removed from
Or
the
somebody,
enclosure
not a
by a
nerd,
chopper,
somebody that doesn't
which
cuss.
was a disaster.
Cusses and
She
it just don't
sustained a
sound right.
massive laceration to
Chad
her
just said
underside
crap.
and bled out. My guess is the big one took her out, but the enclosure cameras didn't catch it. There's only so many cameras you can place across an enclosure the size of several football fields covered in dense vegetation.
I didn't see that before, though. I don't know if he just plopped that in there or if I was just blind. He might have popped it in there. I was just probably blind. I was looking for a live one.
The surveillance footage from last night, after the dead raptor was removed, only raised more questions. I noticed the remaining 3 females being very busy, but I couldn't spot the big one. Anyway, another one down. 4 remaining raptors. I'll document the raptor pack dynamics tonight. They're bound to change after another member dies. They go at the fence every night, never attacking the same place twice. They test the fences for weaknesses systematically. They learn and they remember.
Yeah, and you standing in it right now. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Yeah, bro, he way better than me, boy. He way braver than me. Okay, 1, 2.
That big one is a real problem. She's costing Hammond hundreds of thousands.
God, bro, that's not.
When she
bro.
was introduced, the dynamics of the pack changed significantly.
Like, is that how normally they're
Dominant from the
supposed to go?
start and absolutely lethal to any raptor that did not fall in line. She shows extreme intelligence, even problem-solving intelligence. That one,
Look at her.
when she looks at you, you can see she's working things out.
Yeah, I know that one thing. When a T-Rex is looking at you, it has binocular vision. Which means when it's looking at you, it's looking at you.
She doesn't test the fences anymore. She watches the others do it for her. They obey her completely. She directs them.
She said she the queen.
I've seen that look before in lions and wolves, but not in reptiles. It's not instinct.
He was low-key.
It's something else.
Moonwalking. She got orb, bro.
She's making plans at the moment, and the other raptors are awaiting instructions.
And you still sitting there. I would have been gone.
This is the big one in the back. And now that they know there's something in the feeding enclosure, we might get to see what I came here for.
To die.
Their communication is far more advanced than reptiles of today. There's verbal cues and sounds, but there's also eye movements and tail twitches. One thing about the big one is she's fairly stoic in her communication style. She's aggressive when she wants to be, but is not as animated as the others. She'll stand still and stare directly into your eyes for hours. The others I describe as more bird-like in their behavior, with erratic movements. Oh, here we go. She's chosen one of them, and they're off. These two are a few years older, and they seem to be the most loyal to the big one. They seem to be quite obedient to her. But where did she go? See, that's what she does. She gives out orders and then sits back and watches. And these two clowns do her bidding.
Better calm down with that.
Shit. I've never seen one of them make contact with the fence for such a long time. Jesus Christ, I think she fried herself.
Ooh.
You were here to distract me. Clever girl.
So she willingly sacrificed one of them. That's what she does. She's the AU. Don't matter if you crying or not. You gotta go. Damn!
The following morning, the big
Golly!
and her two remaining minions were tranquilized. So that
Oh
our
my
vets could
gosh,
enter the
lay them
enclosure and
down.
inspect the raptor's injuries.
Yeah, I know you gotta go to sleep after that. That don't sound like it. Bro, that sound like it hurt. Oh. That looked mad uncomfortable how she fell. Wow.
She sustained third-degree burns to all four limbs and lacerations to her mouth before being hurled some 40 feet away from the electric fence. She smelled of charred meat. Consequently, she died. This raptor in particular was far younger than the others. My guess is the big one picked on her specifically to test another region of the electric fence. This one mustn't have had the experience that the other raptors had and couldn't manage to execute the task without frying herself in the process. I would almost feel sympathy for her if I didn't have an obsessive need to have them all destroyed before one of them eventually figures out how to escape their enclosure. The sedated raptors were moved from this enclosure to a far more reinforced pen. Unfortunately, that wasn't without another casualty.
Shoot her! Highly confidential, do not replicate. Oh well, we're going to jail. Nice, let's hop into the other one. We have 4 of these, by the way. He made 4. Obviously, go check out the creator if you haven't already. Go give him a like on at least one of his videos. Excuse me. As y'all know, new training division, whatever. We got 3 more videos, including this one.
And there she goes. That's our boned raptor. Adios. To hell with a lot of you.
Bro, why he talk like that? There goes our burn raptor. Adios. Bro, he don't got it like the Geographic guy, bro. And there he goes.
Now there's some checks I need to get done before I can follow the team over to wherever they'll take the dead raptor. The other girls were tranked with a ketamine dart, a general fast-acting anesthetic used to immobilize wildlife, along with xylazine, a sedative, to keep the raptors asleep for when we need to work with them. Now, despite how much I wish they all perished, unfortunately, I do have to check on how they are taking to the tranquilizers, because one, if I don't, Hammond will strangle me with his bare hands, bless his soul. He's left the island for a short trip to see his daughter. And two, side effects are common for these drugs, so it's imperative that we check on the animals.
Yeah, I know you hear about all them niggas be getting addicted to ketamine, so I know.
To administering
I know
any
it got side
medication.
effects. Like,
The last thing I want is to have to tell John that we lost 2 raptors in his absence. This is one of the big one's minions, the younger of the 2. John calls her Storm, because when she attacks the fence, she puts on an electrical display akin to lightning. I'm not expecting any adverse reactions to have occurred with her, as she's generally in good health. She's been tranked some half a dozen times before, too, so I'm not concerned. But we'd always double-check and look for the classic adverse reaction profile just in case. The major one is eyes open. The anesthetic ketamine causes a state called catalepsy, a trance-like state, where the animal appears immobile but still maintains certain reflexes.
Why are you getting so close?
The muscles around the eyes sometimes don't fully relax and may remain completely or partially open. In this case, as you can see, her eyes are closed, so I'm not concerned about her recovery from the drug.
Back up!
Another sign to look for is increased salivation. I'm definitely not going to handle her muzzle, but judging by the distinct lack of saliva surrounding her jaw, I'd say she's good. All right, the big one next.
It's wearing off!
Robbie, get out of there.
Hold on, he got a gold
She's
pump.
still drowsy. Robbie, are you clear?
Yeah, it's locked.
The trank and the sedative are wearing off. Is everyone out? Where's Tony?
Yeah, he's safe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Get into the buffer enclosure and wait for me. I've never seen an animal recover so quickly from a dart. She's still probably got another hour or so of disorientation and drowsiness. But I'm going to back away and exit right now. Christ, I've shot male African elephants in Kenya who took much longer to recover from that sedative. Might have something to do with the osteoderms on the skin, similar to those seen on crocs and alligators. A very tough hide to penetrate. The dart must have found some entry point, but the complete dose mustn't have been administered. I don't know what Wu's cooking up in that lab, but I'd imagine Mongoliensis did not possess osteoderms. But then again...
Bro, why does this dude talk so... Bro, it's such a weird type of talking, bro. Like, definition of when your grandpa try to use slang. Oh, yeah, no cap. Like, bro, I know you hear this.
The dose mustn't have been administered. I don't know what Wu's cooking up in that lab, but I'd imagine Mongoliensis did not possess osteoderms. But then again, this is no velociraptor. This is John and Henry's theme park Frankenstein mishmash monster. Pacing behaviors are often observed in animals in captivity. The repetition of this behavior usually correlates to when an animal's instinctive needs, such as space, stimulation, or the thrill of pursuit, are constrained or not met entirely. What may appear to visitors as restless movement is in fact a complex behavioral signal, a blend of frustration, heightened intelligence, and an unfulfilled drive to hunt. Among the raptors of Jurassic Park, this manifests in a particularly calculated form. The dinosaurs stalk the boundaries of their enclosure, almost on a timed loop. What's interesting is, at certain points during the night, the big one will stand in one dedicated spot. What she does next shocked me the first time I saw it. She appears to be calling to something outside the enclosure.
Ah! Ah!
And here she is
Just
in all
imagine
her
seeing
glory.
that.
The Velociraptor pen. Not complete, of course. The guys are due to come in a little later and do some horticulture inside. John has them brought over from mainland Costa Rica, spared no expense, of course. I wanted to document some gripes I have with this place. The pen is 70 feet long by 40
he's so
feet
much
wide
braver than me.
and is buried in the ground 12 feet. The girls are being transported into this enclosure a few days from now.
It's done?
The guys coming tonight are supposed to be planting this pen up with foliage to give the raptors privacy to mitigate stress and provide some shade from the sun. It is essentially a concrete pit in the ground with an electrified fence ceiling. Unhappy with fortified concrete, as it's almost impossible for the raptors to escape. Almost. Let's head inside so I can reveal my issues. And boy, other issues. If we come around here...
And boy, what issues.
This is the transport door. It allows the transportation container to attach to the pen and a smooth transition to take place, which I love.
He sound like somebody.
Inside,
I can't.
here is our new raptor enclosure. Not huge. And that's one of my concerns. We're talking about ambush pack hunters, 3 of them. Constrained to living quarters not much larger than your average apartment in Leeds in the UK.
Okay.
These are wild animals that have needs and furthermore are highly intelligent animals. And what happens to highly intelligent animals kept in cramped conditions? They display disordered behaviors.
Yeah.
They need space to run.
they start killing each
After
other
all,
too.
they're not called velociraptors for no reason. These things can match cheetah speeds, 50, 60 miles an hour if they get out in the open. My other concern is why the bloody hell has John approved this containment pen to them anyway? Are raptors not on the tour anymore? Why are they being cloned if their temperament is counterproductive to the park's turnover? It doesn't make sense to me.
Ain't this supposed to be a training log? He giving us a documentation.
My last concern is this. This is the remote-controlled door that is supposed to let the feeders drop a live cow into the pen using a crane. A big, gaping hole in the enclosure that opens several times a week. Just marvelous. She's on her side.
What are her symptoms, Muldoon?
I'm not in close proximity to examine her, Jerry, and I can't get in there at the moment. I'm heading over to the Raptors to help Robbie.
Okay, I'll head over soon.
Thanks, Jerry.
No problem. Good luck at dinner.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Again, I thought it's supposed to be a training team. I thought that's what I said in the beginning. Zach, why you should read.
Ay, ay, ay. Robert Muldoon, Game Warden, Velociraptor Containment, Isla Nublar. It's the evening of September 9th. I'm documenting the raptor feeding protocol. It started raining, but after a long conversation with John, I have finally been granted permission to perform the procedure at night. Took a bit of back and forth, and some nasties were exchanged. He called me an alarmist. I called him a mad scientist, but at the end of the day, no hard feelings either way.
Why do you think he let you go
I
inside
think this
there?
will help with raptor regression.
That you would die. Oh.
I have Robbie Hadira with me, and he's got tonight's dinner ready.
Her name's Mildred.
Robbie has been warned that naming the food items for the carnivores on this island is an exceptionally bad idea, as it psychologically creates an attachment with the animal, and then you're forced to watch their final moments of life at the hands of the velociraptors.
He said it's all to the
Robbie
poor
and I
cow
are
while looking
now
at him.
standing back within the buffer enclosure, and in the feeder, we've left Bessie.
Mildred.
We've left the poor soul. Once the prey is in the feeder, the handler will exit the buffer.
Bye, Mildred. So sad.
Oh, it'll definitely be a sad farewell soon, Robbie. Now, I want to make note here in particular. It is definitely unusual that the raptor pack has not approached the feeder yet. They are only pacing about, studying their new prey item eagerly. But then again, this is the very first time we're doing this at night, so they may not be aware of what's happening entirely. I'm going to turn this off and watch for the raptors before proceeding out the buffer and locking both gates. Like I said, they are normally quite excited at this point, attacking the fences.
That poor cow.
So this is a little
Just about to
odd,
get
I
toe up.
must say. The feeder doors have been opened, yet still no sign of the raptor pack. Bessie's unknownly wandered out. In the enclosure.
Poor Mildred.
God.
We might as well call her dead meat at this point.
That was a
Robbie
good
and I
one.
are watching
That
the
was a
hunt from the perimeter. I have to add this is the longest the raptors have taken to respond to prey in their
That's when
enclosure.
they pop up.
Where are they?
She done started eating.
I see Storm and her sister. And there's the big one. She's going to make the first strike. What the?
Mr. Bo. Who is that? Who is that? Okay, it was a training session. I thought so. Who was that?
Strike. What the?
That's Bo. Look at this.
She's going to make the first strike. What the?
That's literally Batman if he was a velociraptor. Literally Batman if he was a velociraptor. That's hard. On to the next one. Training mission behavior observation log subject velociraptor and reported by all tape number.
Robbie, run to the Jeep and radio Arnold.
Yep.
What? No, 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 no. Where did you go? No, damn. Arnold, you've got some explaining to do.
Robert, calm down. There's probably some sort of misunderstanding.
Dang, that
Run
cow
the count
running.
right now.
I am. One moment. The computer is analyzing.
Dang, he running. Oh, never mind. He ain't running no more.
Okay, done. Total animals expected, 238. Total animals found, 238. Everything's accounted for.
Give me the raptor numbers, Ray.
Velociraptor, total number expected, 4. Total number found, 4.
How can that be, Ray? We have 3 velociraptors.
Well, Wu did approve the transfer of one juvenile from the nursery to the enclosure recently, so that makes 4, Muldoon.
He what? 1? Why the hell would he not inform me about that approval?
Muldoon.
And 2, does he even realize that we tranked 3 raptors before entering the enclosure? I had Robbie and Tony in there. And you're telling me there was a 4th animal in there with us?
Muldoon, calm
Ain't
down.
no calm
Don't tell me
down.
to calm down.
Right,
You
damn,
understand
moved on.
that this could have gone incredibly bad.
Right?
The new addition was young, only 8 months old.
He
Wu
ain't.
wanted her to begin to integrate into
That,
the pack.
They're lethal at 8 months, Ray, and I do mean lethal. And secondly, that was no juvenile.
Right? That was a killer.
That was an adult.
Batman himself.
Last night was basically a big, heated screaming match. I wanted to put Wu in a chokehold.
You're not
Christ, the
screaming
nerve
at him.
of him to think he can make such decisions.
I haven't
without
seen this man
consulting
put
me.
no emotion inside
I've
it.
told Hammond multiple
yeah.
times that the ones that hide indoors
Don't
behind
tell
the
me to
computer
calm
screens
down, Wu.
need to keep the people who
Or whatever he was
actually
talking
venture
about.
out into the park in the loop. Especially with something so non-brainer like introducing a new animal into an enclosure. Double especially if we need to enter said enclosure. Christ, power has gotten to his head, that Wu. Such a brazen lack of accountability. Anyway, I don't want to make these logs about my rants.
I mean, bro, might as well.
So I'm out here at the raptor enclosure this morning. I wanted to capture this new juvenile with the others. I don't care what Ray Arnold and Henry Wu said. I know what I saw. Robbie saw it too. Good thing I caught it on camera, albeit for a few seconds. That thing was an adult, and I'll die on that hill. An 8-month-old wouldn't be more than 2 feet tall. Meanwhile, I wanted to showcase this particular behavior. Here's our 3 girls. I expected them to be sleeping. I'm very interested to see this. Notice how they are resting. I've seen a similar thing in chimpanzees in Nairobi, where a family group will rest in a somewhat flexibly organized formation. The raptors here always settle into a rigid arrangement. It's always like this, with the big one in the center and the others by her sides, adopting a more defensive stance at the perimeter. Almost a military formation. Granted, I should have documented this when there were more than 3 raptors present. That would have illustrated my point more definitively. One other thing to note is they always face the same direction when in this formation. It still puzzles me why. They roughly face northeast, always like that.
Oh no, I couldn't tell you.
One last observation. I don't see this so-called new juvenile from last night. I've been here since sunrise and nothing. I've tried to look back through the surveillance camera and motion sensor data from last night. I could not see anything.
Well, I keep on looking on. Right,
It was
I keep
raining
on.
torrents, so I couldn't get anywhere near it last night.
And what did you hear exactly?
I couldn't be sure over the sound of the rain and thunder, but they were all bellowing loudly. And you know Martha and the gang, they're normally pretty silent, so I decided that it was too dangerous to head over in the storm.
Okay. Well, I've arrived. I'll have a look.
I'd be down there myself, Muldoon, but John's asked for a full write-up about the stegosaur from yesterday.
What happened with her?
She's dead.
She's dead.
Yeah, and the others were far away from her on the other side of their paddock. When I got inside, I saw little bite marks all over her underside, like something had tried to eat her.
Compies.
Most likely. But could have been anything. There's rats and a bunch of small carnivorous animals all over the island.
Yes, well, I don't see anything out of the ordinary, Jerry.
Okay, then they were probably just rowdy last night during the storm.
Oh, wow.
What is it?
You won't believe this, Jerry. She's fallen into the moat.
What?
Let me get a closer look.
Well, taking his time.
Is that her here?
No, that's someone else.
Actually, I'm actually enjoying this one. I ain't gonna
It's
lie.
Martha.
She must be upset.
Yeah, Jerry, I think the fall has killed her. She seems pretty busted. I can
But I
see what
know you
looks
see
like
that
a broken
leg. I
forelimb.
was about to say.
Damn it. The Euoplocephalus never approached the moats. That's so strange.
How did this happen, buddy?
I don't know.
No, I'm talking to Martha.
Get her to give you a full statement, okay?
Oh, Lord, here
Something
we
must
go.
have spooked her, maybe. Or she got disoriented during the thunder last night. I'm going to need a crane out here ASAP, Jerry.
Yeah, will do.
Ay, ay, ay.
Bro, I
They're
thought
usually
that I
pretty
thought he
good
got
about
shocked.
staying away from the moats. They don't even like to step off 1-foot boulders.
I'm in the moat. Is someone coming down with a crane, Jerry?
Yeah, I've called them. They won't be long.
Okay, good. Did you figure out the stego's cause of death?
I took a blood sample and ran toxicology. She had raised liver enzymes, and the test came back positive for meliotoxin.
Damn, what a way to go.
Yeah, it's sad.
This Anki is
Dang, what a
definitely
way to
dead.
go.
For something of this thing's weight, it's quite a fall to sustain. She's
Yeah.
not breathing. I assume died on impact.
Man, these dinos are having it rough.
Now you, stand back, please. We don't want you in here as well, Martha.
She's upset, isn't she?
She's peering down into the moat.
The Euplacephalus have formed a tight-knit little group, so it must be a bit of a blow to see her friend in the moat.
I can imagine. Poor gal.
Bro, why? I don't like, bro. I mean, first of all, I
We're
probably
down
wouldn't
to
even be inside
15
this.
Ankies.
Quiet, Jerry.
Oh,
No, I mean, I hear something.
what did you
Yeah,
hear?
I know you hear something. I hear everything, boy.
I
like,
think I hear something in... No. It's coming from here.
bro.
What is it?
One moment, Jerry, something's down here.
So why don't you get out?
God, don't tell me a second Anki's fallen into the moat.
One moment.
Yeah, he different, bro. He's different. He's different. He's different. He's different. He's different, bro. He's different. He's different. He is so different. Ain't no way I'm going down here.
Jerry, are any of the Yankees small enough to fit in the drainage pipe?
They're all about the same size, Muldoon. Why?
I think there's something in there.
And he's still
Could be
going
anything.
inside.
A rat, possum, a snake, anything.
Turn on that
No.
infrared.
Sounds bigger.
Turn on that infrared. Why haven't you turned on the infrared yet? I saw you do it once. You can do it. This, you done put out the gold shotgun again. He want to hit a 200 pump. He want to hit one so bad. Yeah, he braver than me, bro. He's still gonna stand right next to the drainage pipe. I don't want to watch this anymore, bro. I know he about to die. I know he is. I know he's about to die. Look at him.
Christ.
Muldoon, are you okay?
Yeah, Jerry, yeah. False alarm. I'll be waiting for the crane.
I mean, like,
Euplacephalus is built like a tank. 9 tons of armored stubbornness. Lucky that crane is rated for 12 tons. Otherwise, that heavy girl would drag the gantry right in there with it. Toughest hide in the park. The armor that kept the Euplacephalus alive is what did her in today.
why is he
Sorry
standing
for
with
your
them?
loss, Martha. Poor girl.
She gonna talk back. He probably looking at him
Built
like,
to
yeah, I
survive
should probably
predators,
kill
but
you.
not to fall like that. I found the footage from last night to show very uncharacteristic behavior from the ankylosaur from the moat incident. She seemed agitated or spooked. And then I saw her approach the moat. Highly defensive, she swings her club at what I assume was an attacker. I scrubbed through all the surveillance footage of the Euplacephalus enclosure, but I couldn't find what she was reacting to. One wrong step later and she slips into the moat, her own weight crushing her on impact. That was an arduous ordeal down at the moat. Right then, I'm out here in Carnivore Country for an
he is
evening
having
perimeter
fun.
check on the Rex paddock. Hammond insists these recordings, quote, boost visitor confidence. Personally, I'd settle for proper staffing, but here we are. There's some light rain coming down, so I'm always a little hesitant about mixing electronics with water. I'm down at the main road. They've been digging for the past few days. They want to expand this whole section.
Okay.
And then the crew will bury tracks in the ground for electric tour vehicles to run on.
So like what?
Now, all zoos and wildlife preserves
not
know
subway,
that
it's
electrical fences are prone to sagging, especially along the upper grid. That topmost wire's flickering from the rain. Not failure yet, but enough to make me uneasy. And with an animal this size, uneasy is one step from dead.
Now, this dude's smart,
I
but
think she's here. Let me try and explain to you what it feels like to be close to a Tyrannosaur. She sounds like weight, not wind. When a Rex moves, you don't hear quick steps. You hear mass settling, soil adjusting. The air is shifting, electric and exhilarating. It's a different sort of presence, harder to explain. You need to be here in the moment. She's keeping close to the perimeter and moving very slowly. That's normal this time of night. She prefers stillness at dusk, but she seems a little restless tonight. Her hunting patterns have shifted since the last storm, I think.
I can't believe I got scared by that dang on bird. I'm trying to look for the man himself. The T-Rex.
Did you catch that? Not a roar, more a confirmation. She's testing her voice, gauging distance. Big predators don't waste energy unless they're calculating something. And she's clever. Far more than the board wants to admit. I can hear her moving. Toes splayed, maybe a little deeper on the left. Limping slightly, could be an injury, or just the terrain. But a wounded apex is the worst kind, much less predictable. The sounds of the other animals in the park must be igniting her hunting instinct and making her restless. If that top wire drops during another storm, even for a moment, she'll know. Animals don't need voltage meters, they feel micro vibrations. She'd sense the lull and approach it, no hesitation. I'll log a maintenance request, replace the midsection coils, reinforce the post line, and, most importantly, notify staff that the Rex is exhibiting territorial agitation. Whether anyone listens remains to be seen.
You gotta get to your boy Woo. I ain't talking about Sun Jin. Yeah.
She's pacing me along the fence, staying parallel with me. Hard to see her, the rain's masking her body signature, and she knows how to use cover. She's a patient girl.
Well, that's her to the left? Yeah, that's her to the left. I feel like I'm supposed to be seeing something when these things. Oh, I see it now. I see it now.
The feed's been in here since early afternoon.
What is that? What is that? Yeah.
And there's
a cow
the big girl.
or a bull. No, that's a
Now
cow.
notice, she's definitely queen of the island, but an apex will never risk engaging with any prey unless they are comfortable in the knowledge that they will attain said prey without
Cow.
being injured.
You don't hear that?
An injury for an apex predator means possible starvation, depending on the extent of the injury, of course. That's why African lions will pursue a young wildebeest or an injured impala, instead of risking a healthy adult gouging them to death. There's a lot of calculation that goes into deciding prey
Well,
items.
go ahead and
And the
give him
Rex
that meat.
won't approach the
No
cow
ball.
until she's decided that it's safe to do so. Oh. Well, look who it is.
Oh, we about to see a fight. Oh. Yeah, I know he got scared. I know he got scared. What? Why is he looking at me?
This is the juvenile Tyrannosaur. Almost 2 years of age, she was
Good.
brought here several months ago. Understood.
All right, he said,
The
hey.
lab wanted.
Golly. He left his guard down. He said, I've been focused on me, my little eye. Oh, dang, he running. Ooh. Ooh. He like, nah, where you think you going?
And there they go, crashing through the jungle like nobody's business. The adult is fiercely territorial and will not stand to have the juvenile encroach on her prey. Chief Veterinarian Jerry Harding's daughter is an experienced field biologist, and she was called in to assess the Rexes before it was decided that the two share this enclosure. She was adamant that, contrary to common assumption, Rexes are attentive and protective parents. I, however, do not think that extends to an adult Rex adopting a foreign juvenile.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't see any way these two can coexist in the same enclosure. But they are the rock star attraction here, so it should go without
course.
saying that the needs of the animals once again take a back seat to making profits. Anyway, I need to head back before this storm gets worse.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how that camera surviving that. I'm being so honest. Like, all that rain. And the whole lens is fine, unless you got like a lens.
Tell me the exact number.
It's S/E/08.
I said number.
Yeah,
why'd
I'm
you
on
give
the
me
east
letters?
perimeter now.
Let's
Is
say
it
southeast.
freestanding or mounted in a tree somewhere?
I'm not sure, Muldoon. I think it's in a tree.
Oh. No, it's freestanding. Well, it was. Your motion sensor is now being flattened by a 20-ton sauropod.
Oh, man.
All right. Let me check this out. I'll call you back.
Thanks, Muldoon.
Jurassic Park has quite a sophisticated surveillance system, incorporating image recognition and motion sensors. That's how the total animal tallies are calculated. This is one of the motion sensors. Arnold immediately received an alert in the control room that one had gone offline. He radioed the maintenance crew, but they seemed to be held up at the main road. So I've come here to see what happened to the sensor. Clearly, this big girl has decided to lay right on one. The issue with the cams and the sensors is there needs to be many of them to cover the expansive land area of each of the enclosures. And some are huge enclosures. But you don't want to litter them every few yards throughout the paddocks.
Okay.
That will cause them to be damaged by the animal's movements.
Yeah, because they're
And
about
also
20
take away
tons,
from
so
the
10
intended
tons.
natural aesthetic of the paddocks. So when you erect them on legs and plant them in an enclosure where you have 20-ton foot traffic, you get things like this.
Yeah.
Normally I'd have Harding come see her, but my role here is to triage the concern. Actually discover if there is a need for a vet. All right. An apatosaur's down on its side. First order of business. Confirm whether it's injured or simply resting. Animals that size don't lie prone unless there's cause. For animals that size, lying down could cause pressure on internal organs. Sudden pressure on the lungs from this posture can be dangerous. I'm watching the rise of the rib cage, slow but steady. Breathing appears normal. I'll approach from the front, where I'm in its line of sight. I'm looking for signs of trauma or dehydration. Scanning the flank now. No abrasions, no swelling, no indication of a fall.
No, how if he just flipped
The
over?
soil's undisturbed around her, suggesting she settled here intentionally, and not from a fall, which is a relief. Skin tone is normal. All signs point to a relaxed, healthy animal. Apatosaurs will sometimes lie on their sides to relieve limb pressure or to doze during the hotter hours of the day. Not common, but not dangerous when the ground is level and the animal's in good condition.
I would have been looking like
Apatosaurs are robust animals.
Hey, look.
Or once they're grounded, it becomes a
ain't
race
dead.
against their own weight. The longer a sauropod stays on its side, the more strain builds on the heart and lungs. In this case, nothing to worry about. I'll keep a short watch and log the behavior for the vet team, but the animal's fine, just taking advantage of a quiet moment in the enclosure. And I'll check on them tomorrow, Robbie.
Yep. Hey, your girl's awake.
And here we go. Good morning, madam. Slept in, have you?
Let's whack him with the tail.
She's freed the
please do.
motion sensor, Arnold.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I'm going to reboot that one. Hold on to your butts.
Man, they're so majestic.
Imagine what our world was like 100 million years
All right,
ago.
calm down now. Robbie sound like he meant that in a whole different way.
Muldoon, it worked. Just plant it back into the soil and we're good.
Okay, Robbie, get it done.
Yeah, y'all so carefree, bro. Why to zoom in on them? Cause they about to die. 3, 2, 1. Get him, T-Rex. Or maybe not. He definitely is thinking about it though. He's like, what if I just break through real quick, see what happens? And he's looking at the camera. I like the angles he has. But my headphones are about to die. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Look at that. He's saying, It's about to fall, huh? What do you just do? Just thinking about it. Look at this dummy. Yank your ass through the thing. I don't want you to kill this nigga. I mean just snatchies. Maybe he say he not worth the trouble. Why if you just jump? Why if you just get some running start just jumps over? Snatched him back. I said snatchies. Look. That nigga do T-pose. Oh wow. All right, bro. He got fried like a omelet, bro. I got it.
And they're devastated. He was airlifted to Bahia Anasco, but Regis pronounced him dead before they could bring a stretcher over to the Rex paddock. 10,000 volts will drop a bull elephant, and it damn near cooked him where he stood. The current hit him square through the back of the neck and head, burned straight through the helmet, and left deep char marks, his muscles locked tight as a steel rod. I saw the entry burns plain as day. His body was smoking even after I arrived on scene, and that was a good 10 minutes later. One tug from that animal and he was yanked straight into the live wires.
Yeah, because he was making
With the
fun,
fence
bro.
at full charge, the current went through him instantly. It stopped his heart. There wasn't a second of struggle after the jolt hit. Clean, immediate, a damned waste. But that's the truth of it. Around these paddocks, the animals aren't the only danger. The fences will finish the job just as quickly. How many times do I have to say it? Around these fences, one mistake is all it takes. I'm of two minds of this incident. Of course, that was a fellow human being with thoughts and aspirations, and I send my deepest condolences to his family.
But he shouldn't have been doing all that.
Yet clearly Gonzalez was lost in conversation with his friend.
Exactly.
He's back to the paddock. He didn't even see his
I
attacker.
don't know why he even got up.
You can't turn your back on a predator ever.
Exactly. This is
They sense
geographic.
it as a weakness, as an
No,
opportunity to
one-on-one.
strike. But that juvenile Rex is something else. She must be learning a thing or two about the fences from the raptors. And speaking of the raptors, we're due to transport them over to this pen any day now. I asked Hammond yesterday as to why we're bringing them over here anyway. His answer infuriated me. He said, and I quote, "It's classified." I had a good go at him after that. I'm sensing the scientists know something I don't about the raptors. Don't get me wrong, if this pen increases safety, I'm all for it, which is why I'm out here tonight. The crew told me that the horticulture is finished and they wanted me to sign off on its completion. I can already see a problem, however. There's a lot of activity around here tonight. The rats and critters of the island are busy, I see. From a distance,
that's
it
that
all
one
looks
N-word.
tidy enough. But up
That's that
close,
one,
you can
bro.
see the problem plain as day. These trees have branches that are sturdy enough to take a raptor's weight. Give them a few days to assess this pen, and they'll be using those limbs like ladders. The service door in the ceiling may be 12 feet up, but that won't matter if they can climb most of the way up on their own. They're clever, and they'll exploit anything that gives them leverage. If we're bringing them in here, all the plant species that sprawl horizontal branches need to be removed entirely. Otherwise, we're giving them a ready-made escape route.
Take out the gold
Simple
pump.
miscalculation. One that
I was
costs
ready for it.
lives. Anyway, here we
Yeah,
are.
every time.
Quiet as ever out here. First thing you
He's
notice.
quick with the gun.
This corner of the park might as well be a world of its own. No tour outs, no engines, no shouting. Just the wind cutting through the grass. Isolation has its advantages, and you can hear trouble long before it's on you. Makes the work cleaner, clearer. I come out here when I need to think. Control room is too loud, too many voices, too many opinions from people who've never had mud on their boots. This place is off limits
need
to the
to finish
scientists
water.
back in control. Not that any of them would be ballsy enough to trek out into the park on their own. They're brave behind glass and cameras. Out here's a different story. Hammond calls it secluded. I call it a blessing. Out here, the park almost feels gentle. Almost. Tranquil moments like these never last long, though. Right then, a home away from home. Modest little place, but it does the job. This outpost is my personal office. I share this space with Tony,
alert,
our
stay
behavioral
armed, stay
paleontologist. Sharp as they come, though he's got a knack for spreading papers everywhere. His time is spent between here and Site B. That's Tony's desk. Man's a genius, but he types like a woodpecker on caffeine. My cubicle's over here, nothing fancy. Field logs, radio, maps of the island, everything I need. That cabinet, tranks, flares, shotguns,
He's still got
tools
more
you
on
pray
deck.
you won't
On
need,
deck.
but out here you're a fool if you don't keep them within arm's reach. There's the main stash in the garage, but I've also got supplies here.
There's a main stash. This
Place may be small, purpose-built, and it keeps the park at arm's length long enough for us to think. Not a bad perch for the start of the day. Good place for a proper drink, too. Away from the shenanigans or the computer scientists up at control. I enjoy the tropical nature of this island. Vastly different from the drier climate of Kenya, that's for sure. From here you can see half the bloody island.
Yo, his dry tone.
The patasaurs are up, moving like the whole world's on their schedule. And that was proven yesterday. Look at the size of that girl. Magnificent creatures. I can even peer into the T-Rex paddock from here.
I say, but he's zooming in on shoes right now.
Yikes. Didn't expect you to be so close. The adult's up, bathing in the lagoon. She sometimes gets sick if she drinks from that lagoon. Not sure why exactly. Wonder if she ever got to that cow.
Because it's a
Sometimes
lagoon
we'll put a prey item in
dirty
here and they survive
soil.
for a few days, especially the goats. Because they're smaller, they can hide in all sorts of places the adult Rex can't get to. Which is why we're testing using cows to feed the Rexes. But perhaps whatever animal is dropped into there should be tied or something, so that we can monitor the feeding patterns more closely. And here's yesterday's villain, the juvenile. Thought she'd be keeping to the back after what happened. That business with the workmen. Ugly bit of misjudgment on everyone's part. She was, however, only being an animal, a predator. Didn't understand the fence would finish the job. Best not dwell on it. She gets the short end of things in there. The adult takes nearly every prey item we drop in. Massive, dominant, always first to the kill. She leaves this youngster to scrape by on whatever slips through the fence. Rats, possums, anything foolish enough to wander in after dark. Still, she's learning, watching. I think she's come across something for breakfast right now.
Yeah. Oh.
What the? That's a raptor.
Hey, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like that a lot. There you have it. Jurassic Park found footage VHS analog horror. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I'll say it again. Thank y'all so much for the support on the last video. I seen y'all liked it, so I'm gonna give y'all else something to watch. We're gonna be hopefully. I haven't seen no games popping up, so hopefully we're just gonna. Hopefully, whenever the time is right, the Lord will make it so, bro. That's all I can tell you. But for right now, I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new to our post notification for any of my videos. I love y'all and peace.
Oh my goodness, this beat's hard. This is Minecraft Jack.